76% possession, 13 shots, a goal in the bag at half-time. And Man City still couldn't win this football match. Let that sink in. Everyone is talking about City's title credentials, but they just drew 3-3 with Everton, a team sitting 10th in the table. And not just drew, they were losing 3-1. With 9 minutes left, they were being beaten by Everton. Arsenal are now 5 points clear, 3 games left. And City's brilliant response to beating Arsenal last month is a draw at the Hill Dickinson Stadium against a mid-table side. And that's not even the worst part. Watch what happens in the second half. City are 1-0 up, comfortable, controlling. Bernardo Silva is celebrating his 300th Premier League appearance. The fans are singing. Pep is in his technical area looking smug. And then the 68th minute, Tierno Barry equalises. Fine. Annoying, but fine. But then 5 minutes later, Jake O'Brien, a defender, puts Everton 2-1 up. And then, wait for it, Barry scores again in the 82nd, 3-1 to Everton at home with 76% of the ball. And it gets worse because this is a pattern. This season, Man City have dropped points against Nottingham Forest, drawing 2-2 at home after leading. They drew at Chelsea, they drew at Brighton, they gave Arsenal a 9-point lead at one stage, then they clawed it back, beat Arsenal 2-1 in April. Everyone said the title race was back on. And now they've done it again. The same story, different stadium, dominant for 60 minutes, then the floor falls out. Like watching someone carefully build a house of cards and then sneeze on it. Right, let's properly set the scene. It's Monday, the 4th of May, 2026, Hill Dickinson Stadium, Liverpool, 8 o'clock in the evening. This is Everton's new ground, and it is absolutely rocking. David Moyes, the Scottish master of making life miserable for bigger clubs, is in the dugout. His side are sitting 10th. They haven't won in 3. They need something, anything. On the other side of the technical area stands Pep Guardiola, the greatest manager of his generation, whose side need 3 points to keep the title race alive. High stakes, high pressure. What could possibly go wrong? City are already short-handed coming into this. Kyle Walker, sick. Jack Grealish, not available. And their goalkeeper Ederson was sold to Fenerbahce last summer. So in goal tonight is Gianluigi Donnarumma, £26 million from PSG. Pep has reshuffled the entire squad. New signings all over the pitch. Abdulkadir Kusanov at centre-back, young O'Reilly in midfield. And up front, predictably, Erling Haaland, the man who has been carrying this City side all season. When in doubt, give it to the Norwegian. The first half, honestly, is fine. City control the ball. They pass it around. They look threatening. And then it comes, the 43rd minute. Jeremy Doku gets the ball inside the penalty area and he buries it. 1-0. City go into half-time leading. Comfortable. The Hill Dickinson Stadium falls quiet. The away end is bouncing. Pep allows himself a half smile. Just one more half of football. 45 minutes between Man City and 3 crucial points in the Premier League title race. Easy. Straightforward. What could possibly go wrong? Part 2. The second half starts. City are still dominant, 76% of the ball, shots piling up. Everton are camped in their own half. And yet, the 68th minute arrives. Tierno Barry, a striker who had 2 goals all season coming into this match, gets on the end of a move and finishes 1-1. The Hill Dickinson erupts, and you can see it on City's faces, that look like someone who left the oven on. Familiar, unsettling, like they know what is about to happen because they've been here before. And then, the 73rd minute, Jake O'Brien, a central defender, puts Everton in front 2-1. At this point, City fans watching at home are physically leaving their living rooms. Dogs are being petted for comfort. The away end at Hill Dickinson has gone very, very quiet. Pep Guardiola is staring at the pitch with the dead-eyed expression of a man who has watched this exact film before and didn't enjoy it the first time. David Moyes, on the other hand, is absolutely losing his mind on the touchline, in a good way. But wait, it gets better. The 82nd minute, Barry again, his second of the night, 3-1. With 8 minutes of normal time left, City, with all their possession, all their shots, all their talent, are being absolutely dismantled by a side who had 2 shots in this entire match. 2 shots, 3 goals. David Moyes has just outdone Pep Guardiola on one of the biggest nights of City's season, and Arsenal, who are sitting at home watching this, that are absolutely loving every second of it. And then City remember who they are. Haaland pulls one back in the 83rd, 3-2. Suddenly there is hope. The away end comes alive. And then the 94th minute arrives. Doku gets the ball. And this time he doesn't miss. 3-3. The final whistle goes. City have salvaged a point that feels both like a miracle and a catastrophe at the same time. They were 3-1 down and somehow got a draw, but they were 1-0 up and somehow let it slip. Both things are true simultaneously, and it is deeply, deeply painful. And here is Pep Guardiola afterwards. And to his credit, he is honest. He says, it's painful now, but there's still a lot of games to go and anything can happen. We'll keep on fighting. And when asked about the performance, he says, there are games where I don't like what I see. Today was not the case. He is defending his players, saying the performance was good. And honestly, he's not entirely wrong about the first half. But the scoreline doesn't care about your possession stats. The Premier League table doesn't care how many corners you had. You had 76% of the ball and still nearly lost to Everton. So what is actually wrong with Man City? Because this is not a one-off. This is a season-long issue. You can draw a straight line through their results in 2026. The draw at home to Chelsea. The draw at Brighton. The 2-2 with Nottingham Forest at the Etihad. Relegation threatened Nottingham Forest twice. Came from behind, and here tonight the same script. City dominate, City create, City do not finish, and then the legs go, the concentration goes, and suddenly a mid-table side is running straight through them like a hot knife through butter. Now let's talk about what this actually means for the title race. Arsenal 76 points, Man City 71 points, 5 points behind, 3 games left for Arsenal, 4 for City. City still have a game in hand, so mathematically it's alive. Just about, but Arsenal are playing more games first, and if Arsenal win their next match before City play again, it becomes 6 points with 3 games left. At that point, City need Arsenal to drop points, which, given Arsenal's form this year, is not something you would bet your house on. And here is the truly maddening part for City fans. They just beat Arsenal 2-1 at the Etihad. In April, Haaland scored the winner. The title race was suddenly back on. Momentum swinging, fans daring to dream. And what do they do with that momentum? They draw at Everton, like someone winning a sprint, stopping to tie their shoelaces and watching everyone else run past. City had the tools to win this league. They had the result against Arsenal. They had the games in hand, and they are still finding ways to hand it back to the Gunners. And while all of this is happening, City still have an FA Cup final in 12 days against Chelsea and a Champions League final at the end of the month. So the players are exhausted. The schedule is brutal. Pep himself acknowledged City have 6 games in 21 days. And Guardiola has already hinted he might stay on next season, which raises a fascinating question. Is the problem the squad, the injuries, or is it something deeper, a team that has won everything and perhaps just doesn't have that final burst of hunger left in them when the title is on the line? Because this is what makes Man City so infuriating to watch right now. They're not bad. They're genuinely brilliant in flashes. Doku scoring that 97th minute equaliser tonight was sensational. Haaland pulling one back from nothing. The first half performance, genuinely impressive. But brilliant in flashes is not enough when you need to win. Arsenal have not been spectacular all season, but they have been consistent. And in a title race, consistent beats spectacular every single time. City know this. Pep knows this. And tonight, they still couldn't do it. So here we are, the 4th of May 2026. Man City drew 3-3 with Everton. They are 5 points behind Arsenal with 4 games left. They could still win this league. It is still technically possible. But after tonight, after Barry's brace, after O'Brien's header, after giving away a 1-0 lead against a side sitting 10th, does anyone actually believe City are going to win the Premier League? Because if you do, I have enormous respect for your optimism, and I would like to know what you are on, because right now, Arsenal's name is on that trophy, and everyone knows it.